Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith. Welcome to the Grow Tent, everybody. You have found the best one channel on YouTube, man. The place where we simplify the approach for you so everyone can learn how to grow. We make it so simple, even I can understand. So I'm going to listen and learn right now.
Woo! Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're all having a fantastic week here in June. It's the 21st, I believe. So I'm making this video today, the same day it drops. I just thought of something. I was answering a question in my email, and I thought it would make a pretty good video. So today's video, we're going to talk about canopy control and how staying on top of it can shorten your veg time and get you through veg quicker, which the faster we get through veg, the faster we get through flower. So stick around for that. If you don't like the next 2 minutes, that's our, we got to take care of our sponsors. So if you don't like the next 2 minutes, the introduction, you can always skip right through it. They last about 2 minutes. Guys, we've got about 16 spots left open in our Patreon before I close it. So if you're looking for one of those spots, you might want to jump on it. You can always follow me at the Instagram. Still see the plants for free right there. Guys, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, watch the full video. Helps out the channel a bunch. If you want, you don't have to, but if you want, help some old GT out. Guys, remember, if you're looking for light tints, anything like that, please visit Mars Hydro and use the code WTTGT for an extra discount at checkout. All right, guys, that's enough for the intro. Man, look how I flew through that intro. Yeah. Also, guys, we have our new merch is coming in, and if you've been on Instagram, you saw it. We're doing tie-dye shirts. I've got a couple designs. You guys have only seen one. If you're on Instagram, I'll show you one right now. Well, bam, that's our brand new shirt, that old GT design, and this is what the center of the shirt looks like. The new tint slap was also going to be designed off that, so make sure you check it out. All right, let's get today's episode started. Let's go. Woo! What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Grow Tent. As I said before, we got a great episode for you today. Oh man, my bubble wrap just ghosted and moved over there on the right hand side. The whole tube just fell down. It threw me off my game. All right, but today we're going to talk about a pretty important subject, and I figured it'd be a good follow-up to last week's episode whenever we did with the topping. And your topping kind of controls, your topping, super cropping, your training kind of controls how well we are able to maintain our canopy height. And staying on top of this is going to not only widen our plant, but is also going to extremely shorten our veg time. The better job you do at controlling the height of your plant, the faster you will get through your veg. Because the name of the game is, veg is a very boring time. We're doing our training stuff, and the only point of veg is to get our plants to the shape that we want in the shortest amount of time possible. So we want to get them, shape we want is not a stick or a Christmas tree. We want them in the shape of like a big flat hedge bush is what we want. We want all the tops up here in that top range or in the top of the plant so that we can top everything, because the faster we get it wider, the faster we can fill out our canopy floor. As we all know, our biggest thing is we are trying to get our plants to cover half of our floor. So once we're in veg and we're in our flower tent and we've covered half the floor, now we can flip them to flower, because the plants generally double in size in the first 3 weeks of flower. So weeks 1, 2, and 3, that is the stretch. The plants generally will double in size. So if we've covered 50% of our floor and then we send them into the stretch, now we have 100% canopy coverage. We've used 100% of our floor space. And if we're using 100% of our floor space, we're going to get the max yield that we can from that tent in that given time. Well, if we're growing for max yield, which most of us are, we're going to get the most amount that we can out of our tent. We also want to do it in the shortest amount of time possible, because your time is your most valuable asset whenever you're doing this. If, let's say, I filled out my tent, but it took me 7 weeks to veg, versus if we keep our canopy short, if we keep widening our plant out on time, and we can get through veg in 3 weeks, we have just saved ourselves a month of growing. And if we do this throughout the year, that means instead of getting in 2 grows a year, we can fit in 3 grows a year in this tent based off the time we are going to save. So if we can get in an extra grow, that means we've just increased our yearly yield by 30+%. I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty fantastic to me. Increasing the amount we're able to produce by a third just by a couple simple techniques. And that simple technique is keeping your canopy under control. By keeping it all level and not letting, runaways get too tall or the plants get too tall, they're tall and skinny, you are wasting veg time. So instead of letting that happen, if you stay on top of keeping your canopy nice and flat, you've seen me do it with electric hedge trimmers where I just run it across the whole tent. That was mainly for people that said you had to use gloves and treat the topping sites and be very precise where you were topping. So focus, GT. Calm down. Relax. Stay on topic. So by controlling that height, not letting the legs of the plants get too long. Whenever I see long legs on a plant, even if the top looks fantastic, it just signals to me that you spent way too much time in veg and you didn't attack them properly with training. By keeping them shorter and wider, you will get through your veg faster. I don't care what training technique you use. I don't care if you're using the dumb wire ties while you LST. I don't care if you're topping. I don't care if you're super cropping. I don't care which one you use. Keeping them shorter and wider is a 100% better approach, and you will get through your veg quicker every single time instead of letting them grow up and then trying to widen them out. It is a waste of time to do it that way. That's why I've started topping my stuff as early as week 3, week 4 of seedling before, because I had the things that I was looking for underneath. If you're wondering what training method you use, I got a great guide on it called The Ultimate Guide to Plant Training. You guys should check that out. But I'm telling you, stop letting them get tall and they stay the same width as the bucket. As soon as I can get mine wider than the bucket, generally I'm into a new bucket, which means the roots have more room to run, which means the plants get bigger faster. So I know what you just heard right there. Put them in a bigger bucket, they get bigger faster. I know what you heard, trust me. That's not what I said. All right, so remember, stay on top of your plant training. Keep them shorter, wider, because remember, we're trying to get to that 50% floor coverage, and as soon as we do that, we have to flip the flower. We don't let them grow tall and skinny. We want short and wide, all right? So quick tip from GT today. I was just answering a question, thought it'd make a great video. I'll see you guys next time. GT, out.